Hello. Right. Okay. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone who's joined here today. A little bit of housekeeping before I forget. Please have yourself muted if possible. And we're going to spend around 45 minutes today talking about something very, very exciting. And let me introduce myself. My name is Gabriela Kovac. I'm co-founder of the ILCA International Language Coaching Association. And we hold these talks monthly, bi-monthly, and we've been running them for over 5 years now, which is, I think that's quite neat. And welcome to everyone who's joining for the first time or maybe joining us multiple times. There is a recording of this. So by attending, you agree to being recorded, and we will be on our YouTube channel as usual. Tonight, we're going to be listening to Feny Freytes, who's worked in ELT for a number of years now, and she's going to share with us what sort of visual tools, visual techniques she uses in her work, and is also going to pass on a number of the items that she uses in her work. And as I'm talking, I'm admitting everyone in. Before we move on to our speaker today, if you've got anything that you want to say, do use the chat. We'll be using it quite a lot, and share where you're joining us from so that we see the reach of our work. Okay, so thank you very much for being here, and people will be joining as we speak here. And over to our lovely speaker from Spain this evening. Thank you very much for being here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's so nice to see some familiar faces and some new faces, and it's awesome that you have set aside some time to be here today. I'm equally excited and grateful for this opportunity, so thank you, Gabriela and the team. And actually, yeah, I'm joining in from Spain, but I'm originally from Argentina. I moved here about 6 years ago, and as Gabriela said, I'm in the ELT world, and I'm slowly, transitioning from being a full-time educator into becoming a creative facilitator and a graphic recorder. So, well, I think I will welcome you to the Upside Down Iceberg, Clear Goals and Higher Motivation. If you've got questions as we go, please drop them in the chat. I cannot see the chat at the moment, but maybe Gabriela, you can help me with that if some questions come up. Okay.
Yeah, well, what I can see at the moment is that we've got audience from Pakistan, Germany, and Paris. And yeah, I'm just looking if there's anyone else who's shared. That's what we have at the moment. Okay.
Oh,
so,
lovely locations. I
yes.
haven't been to some of them, so they are on my bucket list.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the roadmap for today. We will start with the big question: what is visual thinking? And next up, we have some myths surrounding visual thinking. And after that, we will have a look at some drawing tips before we discover the iceberg and the upside down iceberg. And towards the end of the session, you will have the chance to give it a go yourself. So for that part of the webinar, I suggest that you have some paper and some marker pens at hand, okay? Well, what is visual thinking? Our big question. I always say that on the one hand, visual thinking is an ability we all have to see the world around us, to make sense of what we see, to make mental images, and to depict those images using different tools and resources, such as pen and paper, a whiteboard, or maybe some digital tools. And on the other hand, it is also seen as a methodology because you apply different techniques, there are different skills involved, you have to make decisions about the layouts, the templates, the colors that you use. So it's an interesting mix. And here we see like the two sides of the same coin, something that is natural in a way, this ability I was telling you about, and something that can be acquired or developed, which is the methodology part. And a key element is the picture superiority effect. it is said, and it's been scientifically proven, that we understand, we remember, we study better with visuals because our brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text alone. Okay. And well, let's start with some myths. First of all, we have drawing, and drawing as a noun and as a verb. As a noun, I mean that visual thinking is not only pictures or icons, it's also words. Both contribute to meaning and both reinforce what we try to say. And as a verb, we have to remember that there are different skills involved. Drawing, of course, but there's also observation, there's listening, there's the thinking processes, and well, finally, we have to create our visual compositions. I also want to highlight that artistic skills are not a must. Obviously, artistic talents can help, but we don't need to be accomplished artists to apply visual thinking in our field, okay? And I usually refer to lettering here. So for example, if you want to write a birthday card, a shopping list, or a message, you use your handwriting, and that's fine, that's enough. You don't need to do lettering. You don't need to make it beautiful. So here is the same. As long as people understand our drawings and if they are clear, it's enough. If we draw stick figures for people, that's fine, okay? After that, we have fancy tools. And again, we don't need anything special in order to apply visual thinking. As I said before, pen, paper, marker pens, a whiteboard. Obviously, if you want to go digital, probably, yes, you need to invest in some type of software or maybe in an iPad or a tablet, but you don't really have to. And many people believe that the applications are limited, that it's only useful in business or marketing contexts, but we know that visual thinking is used in a wide range of contexts like education, coaching sessions, scientific research, for example. So this is all about the myths that I wanted to share. So far, so good. Can you give me thumbs up? I can see you, so that's, yeah, okay, cool. All right. So moving on and related to drawing, this is what we call the visual alphabet. We have some basic shapes and lines. We have a circle, a square, a triangle, a straight line, and a squiggly line. I'm probably missing a dot, which we can also add there. So then if we are able to draw this, we are sorted because many pictograms are formed with these basic shapes. And then another important element in visual thinking is different ways to draw people. We have stick figure, block figure, triangle people, star people, or blob figures, or many other variations. You can get creative and come up with some other ways to draw people yourselves. So if I were you, I would take a screenshot now because you might need this later. So I'll give you like a couple of seconds to do that before we continue. Yeah, I can see that you are ready. Okay, amazing. And I also wanted to highlight that icons or pictograms have a literal and a symbolic meaning. And this has to do with increasing our visual awareness. So for example, here we have on the left, a closed door, on the right, an open door. And apart from being what they are, yes, what other things do you think they represent? What comes to mind when you see closed door and open door? If you can drop some ideas in the chat, that would be awesome. And maybe, Gabriela, you can tell me what people say.
Fine. Yeah, I was just typing something here. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, so the question is, a closed door and an open door, apart from their literal meaning, yeah, what other things can they mean? Like what other concepts could we associate with these two icons there?
Okay, so far we've got choices, possibilities.
I like that, yeah.
Pessimism, optimism. Very
Okay.
good. Any more?
All right, that's interesting. Pessimism, okay.
Okay. I think that's a coaching sort of approach.
Yeah, most probably. Okay, amazing. So, well, this is important. Oh, sorry.
Or introvert, extrovert.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. I like because every time I ask this question, new things come up. Like every session is different. So people tell me different things. This is great. So I will keep adding meanings to my closed door and open door. Yeah. So this is important because obviously when we use drawings in our compositions, we can use them with the literal meaning or the symbolic meaning. Okay, we can play with that. And now some tips. So first of all, I would encourage you to observe. Observation comes before making any types of pictures. What to observe? People, objects, letters, fonts, signs. One of the things I like about visual thinking, or I love about it, is that it makes me be more in the moment, in the here and now. So yeah, I have become a better observer, a better listener. I pay a lot of attention now to my surroundings, and that's an amazing link between visual thinking and life, being in the moment. And then if you ever need some inspiration, you can have a look at the Noun project. You can just Google, the Noun project, and it will take you to an online catalog of pictograms. So for example, here we see a screenshot. I think, yeah, that's creativity. So different ways to represent creativity in using simple icons in black and white. So yeah, if you ever need any type of inspiration, go there. Also, it's a good idea to limit the number of colors we use. Apparently 3 is like the magic number. Probably you can use black or blue to write, and then some other colors to draw containers, objects, or shadows. Yeah. And then we have this bell with an eye and it's crossed out. And so here I want to encourage you to embrace visual silence or blank spaces, okay? We have to make friends with blank spaces because these no-go zones in our visual compositions contribute to harmony, to legibility. So we really need to keep some areas blank, yeah? And moving on, we have the SF, and this is the surprise factor. Okay, by this, I mean that you can, for example, add human qualities to an object. So here we can see a present or a surprise, yes, with some human qualities. You could also play with sizes as if you were zooming in or zooming out. You can experiment with visual metaphors. You could include some disruptive elements in your visual compositions. So basically, it's about this, okay? And then the question about my style. Do I have to worry about my drawing style? And I have to be honest with you, when I first started my visual thinking journey, I was determined to develop my drawing style. I wanted my color palette. I wanted to create my icons library. I spent a lot of time doing that. And then after some time in, I realized that your style starts revealing as you go, okay? Like, yeah, as you practice, you will start noticing which your style is. So style will find you eventually. Don't worry about finding it. And finally, we have P, which is for 2 things. And again, a question for you. What do you think P is for? And we have 2 words there. You have the first letter, obviously, P, and drop your thoughts in the chat.
Okay, waiting.
Yes.
So we've got 2 P's, yeah? 2 P's. Okay, we've got patience.
Oh, nice. I hadn't thought about that one, but yes, patience.
Okay. Practice.
Okay.
Okay. Professionality.
Right.
Okay.
We have 3 options.
Okay.
Right.
Any more? Progress.
Nice, yes. So originally I had thought about practice and progress. practice makes progress. Okay.
We've got one more, personality.
Oh, nice. Okay, personality, maybe, you know, related to style in a way, because your personality might show. Okay, I like those. So I'm gonna write them down myself too. Personality. Yeah.
Well, we'll have the chat. Okay, so I'll save that.
Yeah. Personality and patience. Interesting. Yep. Okay. Well, so I think we are more than ready now to delve into the next part of the session, the upside down iceberg itself. You know, I'm a big fan of the metaphor, of the iceberg metaphor. I think it's a really versatile tool to explore where we are at, to explore what we can see, what we cannot see. And I usually use it as part of my one-pagers, which are basically templates that I design with this visual thinking approach in mind. So let's get started. So now I will walk you through the step-by-step, okay, how we build this upside down iceberg. This is not like drawing along. You don't need to draw anything at this point. I'll show you all the details first, and then towards the end, we will have a chance to draw, okay? So when I do this activity with my students or with workshop participants, I ask them to get an A4 page, to fold it, then to unfold it. So we are left with 2 sections. And they have to draw a dotted line, yes? This is very simple, but this step is key because we don't want to be scared away by the blank page, okay? Many people are like, oh, I don't know how to draw and this page is blank. So now with a dotted line, problem solved, it's not blank anymore, yeah? So at the bottom of the page, we include the typical iceberg shape. And then we add some representation of ourselves, and on the top right, an objective that we want to accomplish. Let's say increase my confidence while speaking, or prepare for a presentation, or prepare for an interview. It depends on each person. And below the surface, we would like to focus on the work, yes, on all those things that will lead me to my objective. And there are different ways in which we can organize this information. So for example, here on the left, I can write all the things I need to do in order to get to my objective. At the bottom, probably I include what my people can help me do. My people, I mean family, friends, my coach, my teacher, my classmates. And then on the right, I can add what some other people, not my close ones, but some other people might help me do, okay? Another option is to follow the Kanban method to keep track of our progress. And again, we have 3 sections here. On the left, I can include my to-do list. Then at the bottom, what the actions in progress are at the moment. And then on the right, what has been completed. So for example, if we are taking part in a 4-week project, I can update my iceberg using these 3 areas every week. Yeah. And another variation could be this one where we use sticky notes. Yeah, and I really like this option because Post-it notes offer flexibility. You know, we can move them around. And here we have like little islands where we have the who, the where, the when, and the what. And we can also use color coding. And for example, here, the orange sticky note can refer to my most important task of the week. Yeah. So far, so good. Give me thumbs up, please. Yes, I can see people nodding. Amazing. Yeah, good. So we have got this. And now, where do we have motivation? Yes. Now, the next question is, okay, I have my objective. I have all the work. But where will my objective take me? Yes. Now, the next question is, where can I get the nudge that I need to go for what I want to create for myself? Okay. So now when we change the iceberg, we use it upside down, we can see a sea of possibilities that open up for ourselves, okay? This is the space at the top of the page. This is the space for motivation, for ambition, for imagination, for your vision, okay? Now, in this part of the activity, everybody can imagine what the future looks like, and it's a bit of blue sky thinking, okay? And they include all the ideas that come to mind. Now, obviously, I mean, we are not 100% certain that what we imagine will actually happen in real life, but what we do know is that we have a fresh perspective, that we will get to celebrate our wins at some point, okay? And that this sea of possibilities is there for us, yeah? And I also want to highlight that this part, you know, where we focus on motivation is key, because effort that results from obligation, from pressure, looks totally different from effort that is fueled by your intrinsic motivation, by determination or hope, okay? Does it make sense? Yeah, so far so good. Are you following me?
I'm just looking at everyone. Maybe a bit more explanation here with the top part, I think.
Yeah, I think
It's a new element. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I think it will be clearer now when I show you this. So this is where the idea of the upside down iceberg came from. So story time now. This is a screenshot of my Active Inspire board a couple of years ago. I was teaching this B1 class. It was a group of teenagers, and we had just come back from the winter break. I could tell that most of them didn't want to be in class. So I thought, okay, guys, listen, let's do something. What's your main objective this year? And all of them said, okay, we agree that our main objective is to pass the course. And I said, fine, all right. What are all those things that need to happen in order for you to pass the course? And they came up with this: pay attention in class, study and revise often, do well in my exams, do my homework, and behave well. And they were like, oh, this is like, it sounds draining, you know? And I said, okay, now imagine you have passed the course, right? Now, what can happen after that? So I gave them some time, you know, to brainstorm ideas. And they said, okay, so I imagine this. I can relax. I'm happy. I'm delighted because I passed. I'll prepare for next year. I can understand more songs and films in English. And then they said, oh, I could go on holiday and speak more English in the summer, you know. And some other students said, I can continue studying with my classmates, because if, you know, if they pass the course, they had this chance of being with their classmates the following year. So I guess this explains a bit more what the main objective of the upside down iceberg is, right? Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Are there any questions in the chat or?
Not in the chat, but if anybody has something at this point, either comments or anything that you'd like to share here, then start typing. Adding it in here would be really useful feedback for us, and also just a moment to reflect a little bit on it. For me personally, it's new, this extension. I've been using the iceberg a lot, but the one on the right side is like it's a positive future-oriented version, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, as I said, there's no 100% guarantee that all these things will happen, right? But well, it's about that. It's about motivation. It's about, you know, having, this hope and this determination, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just looking here. There might be, okay. No one typing at the moment. I'm not quite sure whether there are any questions. If you want to just share here, that's also fine. But perhaps we can. Okay. Not sure about the link about the bottom iceberg and the top iceberg. Okay.
So the link is basically that the tip. I'll go back here. So the tip of the iceberg, the usual shape, yes, And the objective you have on the right is this, I mean, it's repeated in the part at the top. So if my objective is, for example, speak or increase my confidence while speaking, that's the tip of my iceberg at the bottom. Now, the starting point at the top will be that one, increased confidence while speaking. So where will that increased confidence while speaking take me? Yeah. What are the things that I will be able to do once I get there? So there I can basically picture all my opportunities. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that clarifies
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
question. Yeah.
I don't know, Amanda, if that's clear or not. Just a thumbs up or something that it's okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. Good.
So I think it's your turn now, and maybe as an end of year activity for you, maybe you can choose one of your 2025 objectives, and you can try and draw your typical iceberg at the bottom of the page, and then the upside down iceberg at the top. All right.
Okay.
What do
Okay.
you think? Yeah, I think we can give participants a good 10 minutes to do this. I can play some background music if you
Oh,
want.
very nice. Okay. Yes, please do. Okay. So let's say 6 to 10 minutes, and then we'll see how it works out, because then there's also going to be discussion. Okay.
Amazing. Yes. Now, I'll go back to the previous slide just for a moment. Maybe you guys want to take another screenshot. Yeah, so you have the three options there, how you can organize the part below the surface. Yeah, and then, okay, cool. And then don't forget the part at the top of the page. So there it is in case you need another screenshot. Cool. All right. And I think I will stop sharing so I can play some background music.
There is a question in the meantime. So for besides boosting motivation, what other areas are there where this iceberg technique can be used?
Honestly, I have used it like in many different types of lessons to teach grammar, to teach vocabulary. So probably when we do Q&A, I can show you other examples if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So at the moment, it's just identifying goals and how to reach them, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm looking for some music for you.
What kind of music do we want?
Yeah. Let's see. All right.
Oh,
I think that's inspiring.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's get one. got someone saying either they're done or they're stuck, uncertain. Okay. Well, I'd ask at this point, coaching hat on, yeah, what's missing for you to move on?
Yeah, or just make room for that, you know. Like, maybe you feel that way now, but you go back to the exercise tomorrow or in the day after tomorrow, and you have this aha moment, like, oh, this is I can connect.
Okay, so I can see everyone's still sort of writing, so I'll definitely leave 2 or 3 more minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 2 more minutes.
But very useful. I love it. Yeah.
Amazing. So do you think we could start sharing? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to hear what you have discovered during this exercise, or if there's anything exciting or
Anyone?
Yeah. Who would like to go first?
Yeah. Even if it's nothing, specific, but just, your feelings or anything that came up during the process, that's also. So, Amanda, you've unmuted.
Yeah, so can you see my picture? I don't know.
Yes.
So I'm trying to convince my boss to do the field program. So this is very
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful.
So, this is me with things I have to do, allocate time, convince the boss, etc. I have a book to read down here. I wonder whose book that is, Gabrielle. Yes, it's waiting. It's waiting in the UK for me to pick up at Christmas. Okay. What else did I put down there? Yeah, so waiting for the boss. So then the top half, I have a new challenge for a new decade.
All right.
A training course, and what else? Transferable skills. The sky's the limit. Every day a new open door.
Oh, nice.
Meeting people, and a little tree because this is me growing.
Oh,
Lovely.
I don't know if that was what I was supposed to do, but that's what I came up with. There we go.
Amazing, Amanda. And we're cheering on. Yeah. So hopefully it will turn out the way you pictured that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Wonderful. Anyone else, even if you don't show the picture because you don't want to, but is there anything that has come up for you in the process? Nobody wants. Everyone's got their own private. Matthias, I see there that. Come on, come on.
Yes, he's my student. So thank you for being here, first of all, and Matthias for participating.
Yeah.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Okay, for me, this is my, I don't know, it is clear. So I would like to end the university. So I put at the top of the iceberg pre-graduates. The last years was a little bit complicated for me to see, to study, to take all the books again and everything, and plenty of things happened after the pandemic. So I think it's very helpful, this kind of activity. I thought, take care of my thoughts actually about this process, and consider responsibility and perseverance. Also, the organization is very important, and I said patient for myself, and then the support of my family at the bottom, and sometimes the family disturb or time or feeling, or so respect or study time, and of course the patient for the family too. And then I bought the support of workmates. Why not? And in my case, I live in a share flat, so I would say the respect of my flatmates about this kind of process. I think is important. And I didn't have sorry, I didn't think the other iceberg, but maybe there is plenty of more benefits associated to end this step in my life.
Amazing. So best of luck with that, Matthias. Yeah, you're working really hard. I know that for sure. And yeah, you can go back anytime to this exercise, and maybe sometime, in the future you could start adding to that upside down iceberg. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
I mean, it's amazing. What I like about it is that so the traditional thing is usually, what's the positive, what's the negative, what is visible, what is invisible. But the way it is now, you've got your goals and then everything that's supporting it, keeping it above water. Then it moves beyond that and it goes into the ideal future. So it's very much a coaching tool, because you can then say, all right, now you wake up tomorrow and you have achieved your goals. So like the miracle question in coaching, what does that feel like? What's going on then? And then you can do the whole activity again, but with this completely a very, very positive, future-oriented focus. So I'm ecstatic. I'm very, very happy with this.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, it's just that, right? This blue sky thinking, and possibilities are endless. I actually, when I was preparing for a workshop some months ago, I used this exercise, and I had, you know, all my tasks to do here, and then my upside down iceberg is full of things, and yeah, and well, it's a really powerful exercise in my view, and I really want to encourage you to keep using the tool to see where it takes you.
I think it's also good if you go deep enough in yourself. So if you just keep it like, oh, the first 3 easy answers, then it's not really going to help you, because you're not going deep enough into your thoughts, into your ideas, to really make this activity work. So I don't know how you do it, but you do have to have quite a few things there, right? So if you've only got 3 options, like I did mine, I don't know whether you can see it. So I did the one on the right, and then the one on the left. It's quite, you know, I can draw, but you know, and it really brought up quite a few things. So I could have written even more, because without thinking about it, and then, oh, I've still got some white space, I can put some more there and there and there and there and there. And it's better than a bullet point, because with bullet points, you finish relatively early, 4 or 5 points, and that's it. But here, visually, you're stimulated to go around the whole iceberg.
Yeah, and you can use a bigger page if you want it, you know, like this is an A4 page, but I don't know, I mean, you can have a flip chart, or yeah, just.
Have you used it with groups or teams, so to work together on something?
Yeah, so together, and that, so I have something to show you, because someone asked how can we use this tool in a different way. So what we did in class, so I came up with this template. At that time, we were, you know, studying everything related to taking care of the environment and so on. So at the top, you can see a healthy planet, and then we divided the part below the surface in 3 sections, like what can be done at home, in my city, and at school. And actually, we used a huge piece of paper, like a flip chart size piece of paper, and everyone started, you know, to come up with their ideas, and they included all their thoughts and ideas. And then what we did, I don't have it here, and I haven't got a picture, unfortunately, but we did this. We turned it upside down, and we said, okay, now, can you picture what your school, what your city, what your home will look like if you take action? So then, yeah, we used it in another way. Yeah.
All right, very good. Okay. Any comments or any questions that you might have at this point? Because now we're moving into this more creative space. So are there any ideas that have come up for you? I don't know. Anyone who hasn't said anything, or anyone who has said something, or if you just want to put something into the chat, and then after that we're going to close this conversation. But we're very happy to accommodate for anything else that you might have.
Yeah, I also, sorry, I wanted to add that, I mean, we don't necessarily need to do this having like a professional objective in mind. It could be about, I don't know, maybe your objective has to do with improving your relationships or leading a healthier life. You know, it's, you can use this tool to explore any area of your life. Yeah.
Anyone, anything that you'd like to add?
I can jump in, but not with a question, more with some reflection, if you don't mind. Yeah, like overall, yeah, it was pretty interesting too, because like the first part, when you just basically like break down big goal into some smaller like sub goals, or like some visible steps, and which is pretty common thing, because I like to journal, I like to come up with some like monthly plans, so it's like kind of a little bit of planning system for me. Whereas the second one like concentrates more on like, so it makes me to predict and ruminate on the result which I can achieve, and so like you do it simultaneously. So because usually I divide it into sub goals, like one thing, and I ruminate or reflect, more like journaling on completely different thing, and that's like one thing, like simultaneously. So the result and the actions you need to take, and which makes you feel more like driven and not to lose that aspiration. Yeah, and I also agree that I did it like pretty simple way. Yeah, I'm not really artistic, but I like to print out some things, like to put it on the wall, like to use some stickers, visualize it. So, and then I think like you can wake up every morning and feel that boost of energy more, like to see where you're moving forward.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And it does give you a flow of energy. Looking at it, and also, so that's definitely something. Okay. And I'm seeing people saying goodbye now. We're kind of at the limit of our time. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And if, of course, you want to join our field program to learn more about this sort of thing, other things that are in the program, then we're very happy to. We're considering a December issue of the expert talk. We'll see what we have there, probably something very Christmassy, so early December that might be going on. And of course we have our conference, which will be in June in Malaga, so not very far from our speaker today, and for Matthias also, maybe, I don't know, anyone else who's in Spain at the time. So looking forward to all these events, and yeah, hopefully see you in the next talks, and of course all through 2025. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Okay.
One more thing before we go, if I may. So I wanted to leave everybody with a final thought. I took this from one of the most famous books in this visual thinking world by Dan Rome, and it says, "Bring your own paper. You never know when you might want to visually explore an idea."
Okay.
So, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and always have some paper with you. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, and goodbye, and we'll finish for today. Okay, thank you very much for being
here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.